Today's New Year's Day 2018. It's been a very cold few days for our standards here in Virginia. As a matter of fact, over the past 5 or 6 days we have been below freezing temperatures. Like right now we're at 0. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I'd like to share with you some thoughts on keeping the poultry, in this case the chickens and the ducks, warm. It's a very simple approach that we take. And so let me start by saying that we have a responsibility for taking good care of these animals. And so we understand that they have their needs, but we also understand that their needs are not necessarily ours, and that they tolerate weather in different ways that we do. And so what we're trying to do is kind of have an approach to their needs. Where is it that they're more vulnerable, and then work on that, as opposed to trying to humanize it. I see that happening a lot. You try to humanize animals, and yes, they get cold, but I don't think they get cold in the same way we do. Certainly don't feel the same way. And so I can tell, for example, that dogs, they wouldn't mind getting into a cold water now, but I can tell based on their behavior in this past few days that their feet are the most vulnerable part. And so they'll walk and then they will lay. So that's why they'll use their body temperature to keep their feet warm. So what I'm trying to do then is to keep their feet warm. And to that end, in their coop where they sleep, I add a lot of insulation material there, lots of straw. With the chickens, the approach is quite similar. And so what I do, they still can free range during the day, but if they're cold, and certainly you can tell that they come here to warm up a little bit. And so they come here in the coop, and I have this very thick layer of insulation here. Deep bedding is this technique I refer to. And so that means we keep adding bedding material every day and building a big cushion here that's insulated. One thing that we can do to help things even more, and that's what I'm going to be doing now, is you see right now I have this probe here, and it reads about 45 degrees, which is significantly warmer than what we have outside. At least 45 degrees warmer than what is outside. But we can speed things up here a little bit while giving them something to entertain themselves. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come with a pitchfork, and I'm going to turn all this bedding material here. And by doing so, I'm going to try to activate this so it will actually warm up as the composting process kind of kicks in, and I'm going to add more bedding. You see, this is a win-win situation here, because we'll have the chickens having some warm temperature here in the coop. We're going to have the chickens entertaining themselves by scratching and picking some foods and seeds and sprouts that might be under this bedding. And we're building up this wonderful mulch that we're going to use in the spring. So a really very easy, simple approach to stacking functions, so to speak. Now, what I have at the bottom is really already rich organic material that has been formed here in just a few weeks. Hasn't been that long since I moved this coop here, so this is a good sign. I don't really need to do much, just flipping the parts at the bottom, putting them on top. The chickens will do the rest. Well, now, just add another layer of bedding, your straw. On top. And so, from a place that was unappealing to them just 10 minutes ago, by just turning that compost that was building there, turning in and adding more bedding, we've created a warmer environment. We've created a place where they want to come and keep themselves busy. And so they're providing a service, they're keeping warm, and they're doing some work for us. This is a win-win situation. And again, it's a very simple approach to poultry management in the winter, especially when you have a cold spell like the one we're having these past few days. They look really happy here, and that makes me happy. Anyways, thank you for watching, and Happy New Year to all of you. Come back.